Hey everyone out there on YouTube, it's been a long time since I've done a DIY video, so guess what? I'm making one today. My toilet is busted, so I need to fix it. And you could call a plumber and have them come and do it, but they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. And one of the reasons I make these videos is because I want people to know that it's really not that hard to do. You can do it yourself. And I will admit, I have never done this particular repair before, my first time, but I think that makes my videos a little bit more authentic because I've never done it before, but I'm showing you that it's totally doable. Okay? So I went to Home Depot and I got this. Can you see it? It is complete toilet repair kit. So what's broken in this sucker is the flap that you push the lever and it opens up and water goes down. That's what's busted. And when I tear it apart, I'll show you what's wrong with it. So I got this. It was $21, so it's not too bad. There's actually more in here than I require. I only need the flapper part. I don't need the part that puts water in the tank. But all they had was the kits, and the parts that only had the flapper were all opened and they looked like they were probably missing pieces, so I figured screw it. So even though I don't need to replace this other part, I am actually going to go ahead and replace everything because why not? I have the toilet apart. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So first things first, what you need to do is turn the water off. Usually beneath the toilet tank right here, there'll be a little valve that you can turn the water off so water doesn't go back in the tank, and then just flush it. My toilet does still flush, sort of. Okay, so the goal is now to get as much water out of the tank as you possibly can. My handle's stuck, which is part of what's broken about it. Okay, water is turned off. Okay, I have a towel here, and I'm going to put this underneath the water. Because what I need to do now is I need to unhook the water line hose that goes from the wall into the tank. So, in theory, you should be able to do this by hand, and I can, because they make it. It's going to leak a little, by the way, because even when you flush it, there's always a little bit, teeny bit of water in the bottom of the tank, and you could siphon it out somehow if you were really diligent, but I'm just going to pop this hose out and let it leak onto my towel. Okay, so next thing we need to do is take the tank off. In this particular tank, there are 3 bolts, one on each side in the front and one in the back, and that's what's holding this tank onto the base. So I'm going to loosen up those nuts and I'm going to take the tank off. I've now taken the tank off. I went ahead and set it on its side because there is a rubber plunger here, or a rubber gasket that we need to take off. Okay, so now that we've got the rubber gasket taken off the bottom, there is now a big ginormous plastic nut that we need to take off here. So just as a note to you DIY people out there, I don't own every tool imaginable. I had to buy this in order to do this job. You might have to do that. This is only 10 bucks. It's worth it because you might need it again for something else. So, you know, you slowly build up your inventory of tools the more work you do around your house. Okay, so let's see what's busted here. So this is the plunger that holds water in your tank. When you flush it, it lifts this. Water goes in through here, flushes your tank. This is supposed to be a good design as opposed to the flapper because I guess it lets more water in or something. The problem that we've been having is that it makes such a good seal around here that when you try to push the lever, it's impossible to make this tower come up. And just last time we flushed it, hit the handle so hard that we hit this and broke it and it wouldn't come back down. So we're going to replace it with a normal style. Okay guys, we've taken the plunger thing out of the toilet tank. Now we're going to remove the valve that actually puts water in and out. Again, use my big wrench. This one you can't do by hand. Okay, so this is what puts water in your tank. When the water goes down, this little float goes down, tells water to go into the tank. When water goes in your tank, it pushes it up, closes the valve, and that's what stops the water. This part is not broken, but like I said, I bought an entire kit and it's got a replacement one of these. And since I've got everything brand new, I'm just going to put everything brand new back into the toilet. This is the new water valve, the one I just replaced with the little bobby thingy that goes up and down to turn the water on and off. Here's the part that I really want. This is the flapper. Now, unlike the one that I just took out, it doesn't have that tower. It's just got the little flap here. It pulls up the little chain, and that opens it up, and it closes when the water goes down. So hopefully that'll be a bit more reliable, and it'll be easier to flush. You know, the seal on these do go bad, but they're really easy to replace because you can just replace this flapper part. It just pops off and put a new one in. And then you don't have to replace and do all this crazy stuff that I just did. You can actually do it while the tank is still connected to the toilet. Okay, this is going to go in the tank. Okay, the next part we're going to put in is this part. First, you got to take this ginormous rubber seal off, because this is going to go under the tank once you put this on. We need to take the nut off, because this one's going to hold it all in. Okay, now we're going to put this in. Okay, we don't want this to leak, so we're going to tighten it up with our wrench. Okay, that's in there nice and good. Then we take our rubber gasket. Pop that sucker on like so. Remember, there were 3 bolts holding the toilet in, right? So they gave us all new hardware for these bolts. So I'm going to take the bolts and the rubber washers that were inside, I'm going to take them out, because we're going to use brand new ones. Okay, so I've got the 3 bolts in. Now I'm going to put the tank back onto the base. Okay, final piece, put the new flesher in. Okay, so the last and final part is there's a little hose that goes into the filler, into the pipe to fill the bowl when it's filling up the tank. So we just gotta hook that sucker up, put this clip down into the tube, and we're good. Okay, so now I'm gonna hook the water hose back up into the tank and we'll see if it worked. Hope for no leaks. Okay people, I'm done. I put the lid back on. It's filling up to where it's supposed to fill up. I do not appear to have any leaks. And I can actually flush the toilet now without needing the strength of He-Man to do it. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. You can see that anyone can really do it, even me. I get a bit of flack on my other DIY video about laying tile, that I'm gay and blah blah blah. Well, so what? I am gay. And I still know how to fix my own crap. So anyone out there, really, you can do this yourself. It's not that hard. You don't have to pay someone to do it. From beginning to end, it looks like it took me, according to the timer on my video camera, 44 minutes. I will, of course, condense this video down to under 10 minutes, because it'll be boring. But yeah, 45 minutes, fixed my own toilet, didn't have to call a plumber, cost me $30. Okay, so until next time, when I have my next DIY video, remember, you can do it yourself. It can all be done. So